Hello, Year 5, and welcome to your second week of Maths Remote Learning. Now, today we are looking at word problems as promised. They're going to be two-step word problems based on addition and subtraction. If you want a quick recap on how to use the column method for addition or subtraction, then please remember to check out the videos from last week instead of me going over them again in here, just to save a little bit of time. So let me share my screen and let's have a look at what you guys are getting on with. So to start out, we'll have a go with a two-step problem, not a three-step problem. You've got a sum there, 4,571 plus 3,615, take away 5,142. Can you have a go at solving that? And if you've done that and you fancy a stretch, you can have a go at writing a word problem to go along with it. So pause the screen here and have a go. Okay, I'll show you the two different ways that you could have laid this out, depending on how confident you are with it. Now, you could either have laid it out in this way, where you are working out as two separate sums. So 4,571 add 3,615 should give you 8,186. Easy for me to say. And then you do the subtraction part, which should give you 3,044. Now, when I have modeled this sort of thing in class before, what I have also shown you as sort of a quick way is you can lay it out like this. So you can have the next part of the sum immediately underneath. Now, because we've got the one that's been carried, that can be a little bit trickier, but as long as you're comfortable with knowing where it's gone, you can lay it out in that way. If you're not confident, I would recommend you sticking to using two separate sums, but that can be useful for when we are looking through this. So to be successful today, we need to make sure that when we're reading the question, we are looking for clues, we're looking for key vocabulary, we're looking for the numbers, we're looking to see what is actually happening in the question as to whether we are adding or subtracting. We need to work out what the order of the sums is. What order do we have to do this to get the right answer? And we have to use the column method to help us with that formal written method as well. So pause the video very quickly. What words in a word problem tell us that we need to add? What words might we look for? Okay, let's have a look at some of the words that I managed to find. So if we see plus, add, added to, more than, some, increased by, together, greater than, total, or combined, that's telling us that we need to add. Now, there will be other words depending on the context. In one of the questions that we look at later, the word makes appears, which obviously means that we have to add because you're adding things, you're creating things when you make something. But these words are all good clues that we are having to add. And let's have a look for subtraction as well. So pause the video again. What words in a word problem tell us that we need to subtract? Okay, so these are the ones that I found again. Smaller than, fewer, difference, less than, less, decreased, subtract, after, minus, left over, or left. Difference is a bit of a tricky one because if you were asked to find out the difference between 5 and 10, you would do 10 take away 5. With subtraction, unless we are dealing with things that have negative numbers as answers, we will always put the larger number first. So let's have a look at a couple of word problems together. Let's dissect them. Let's see what bits we need to use, and hopefully you'll be able to use that later on. So on Sunday, Jacob spent 86 minutes on his maths homework and 37 minutes reading. On Tuesday, he spent 69 minutes on his project. What calculations will you use to find the difference between the time spent on homework on Sunday and on Tuesday? So pause it and have a go. If you're not sure, don't worry too much because I'm going to go through it on the next couple of slides. Okay, so let's have a look and see. So I highlighted the key things in the question. I've highlighted the numbers that are in there. Sometimes numbers are down as written and as in digits, so we just need to make sure that we catch all of the numbers. And I've highlighted the two things that give us the indication of what sum we are doing. I've got and for Sunday, and I've got difference between for the second part of the sum. So and tells me that I'm adding because it's the 86 minutes on his maths and the 37 minutes of reading, so they go together. Tuesday is separate, so Tuesday has its own number, and then we're using subtraction to find out the difference between those two numbers when we get them. So I'm going to represent that as a bar model. Now for Sunday, I know he did two things. I know that he did maths homework and reading, and those two added together will give me that complete amount of time that he used. On Tuesday, I know he only did one thing, so it is just a bar more than a bar model for that. So he spent 69 minutes on his project on Tuesday. On Sunday, he spent 86 minutes on maths and 37 minutes on reading. And if I add those together using the column method, I can see that 6 plus 7 is 13. So I'll put my 3 in the ones. I'll add the 1 down here. 8 plus 3 is 1, plus another 1 is 12. So 123 minutes altogether. So I've got 123 minutes on the Sunday and 69 minutes on the Tuesday. Did I put in another slide? I did. So to work out the difference between those two, I need to do 129 take away 69. I can't do 3 take away 9, so I will turn the 10s into a 2, and I'll exchange 1 10 for 10 ones. 10 ones plus 3 ones is 13 ones. 13 take away 9 is a very badly drawn 4. I can't do 1 take away 6, so I will exchange 100 for 10 10s. 10 10s plus 1 10 is 11 10s. Oops, sorry, I will exchange that, so that becomes 0. 11 take away 6 is 5, and then I'm left with nothing in the hundreds column, so 54 minutes is the difference between the amount of time that he spent on Sunday and on Tuesday. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. A pizza shop makes 176 pizza bases before opening. Over the evening, they sell 247 pizzas. During the evening, they make another 80 pizza bases. How many pizza bases will be left at the end of the evening? Bailey says they have 151 pizza bases left. Ashley says they have 9 pizza bases left. Who is correct and what mistakes have been made? What other errors might be made? So to start off with this question, I'm going to ignore what Bailey and Ashley are saying, and I'm going to work out what the correct answer is. So pause it, see if you can work it out. If you can, brilliant, then you can probably gloss over the next couple of slides. If you can't, then stick with me and we will go through it together. Okay, so I've highlighted again the key vocabulary and the numbers. So I've got 176, 247, and 80. I've got 2 lots of the word make. Now I know if I'm making something, then I'm creating something, which means I'm adding to something. So those numbers are going to have to be added together. I've got 1 lot of the word sell. I know if I'm selling something, I'm getting rid of it. So that's going to be take away and will be left. If I'm looking at what's left over, then I know that's going to be take away. Now, if I look at the 2 numbers that are being made, these 2 numbers are going to have to be added together. Now, the question has tried to trick us by not having those numbers next to each other. But I know that because they make 176 bases and they make another 80, that those 2 numbers will have to be added. So 176 plus 80. I know because 80 is a round number, I can do this mentally. 17 tens plus 8 tens is 25 tens. Then I can add the ones on in the end. So it's 256 bases were made, and they sold 247 bases. Now, the next thing that I need to do is I need to work out how many are left over. So if I have a look at how many bases were made in total, it was 256. They've sold 247 of them, which means that this little bit of my bar model is what's left. So I need to do takeaway. 6 takeaway 7 I can do. So I will exchange one of my 10s for 10 ones. 16 take away 7. Let's see how successful I can be at writing using this. Is 9, which is not the easiest number to draw. 4 take away 4 is 0. 2 take away 2 is 0 as well. So I can see that I'm left over with 9 pizza bases. Now, if I go back to my question, I know that Ashley was correct. If it will decide to tick that for me. But the question goes further and says, what mistakes have been made? Bailey says that they have 151 pizzas left. Now, what Bailey's done is Bailey has added the wrong 2 numbers together. So Bailey has added the amount they sell plus the extra 80 that they make to get to 327. And then he's done 327, take away 176, which has left him with 151. So he's done a 2-step problem, but he's not done the 2-step problem that is in front of us. Right, here are your questions. Now, in a previous take of this video, I had a go at reading these questions out for you, and unfortunately, I ran out of time, which led to a lovely wasted 20 minutes, I'm afraid. So I'm going to leave these questions up for you guys to read and for you guys to have a look through, just for fear of losing my sanity. Have a read through them. Make sure that you highlight the key words and the numbers in there. This is the first batch of questions. There are 2 more batches of questions. As always, the answers are at the end. If you're confused by anything, look at the answers first and work backwards from them. So there's the first batch. There is the second batch. A couple of things on here. The word harvests means when you bring something in. So you can harvest crops by bringing them in from the fields. If you harvest trees, it means that you're chopping them down and getting rid of them, basically. So the word harvests there is telling you to take away. The word profit is the difference between the amount of money that you spend and the amount of money that you gain. So it's difference for profit. And there's your third batch of questions. These ones are slightly more open-ended, and there will be a few different ways that you have to play around with this to see. I apologize, it is a bit blurry. If you're not too sure, let me zoom in on it really quickly so that you can save that one if you need to. So that's the prices of the albums. And then I will go back to having it at a lovely reasonable size. There we go. We don't need to. Okay, and here are your answers for the first batch, your answers for the second batch, and your answers for the third batch of questions. As always, guys, any questions, please feel free to drop me an email. I look forward to seeing your answers and to see you applying what you learn on Thursday and Friday to word problems. Best of luck.